Hey, so in today's video, I'd like to talk to you about a lesson that I'm confident you've heard a ton of times. I know that I certainly have. And I'm still learning it. I'm sure you're probably still learning it too. Still actually getting through that process of fully being able to apply and appreciate it. Which is just to appreciate your family and specifically your parents. Like I said, we've heard this one a million times. I can guarantee it. But it is a lesson that we are always going to still be learning. It's not something that we're going to ace and always be able to apply, but it is still something that we should talk about and something that we should hear. At least that's the way I view it. So, with all that said, let's get right into it. So, to start off, I'd like to tell you with the story that kind of brought this here, because it applies to the general lesson and what happened to me over the past couple weeks. So, I was sick. It was horrible. It was horrible, man. I'm telling you. I had like this whole plan for the next couple weeks. It was going to be so good. But then I got this sickness in my throat. And it was disgusting. It just took away my voice. And I was coughing. And I had all this like phlegm just in my throat. And it was horrible. It was horrible. I hated it so much. Ugliest time ever. Not the worst sickness, but no sickness is good. Anyway, I did everything. I did absolutely everything I possibly could to just get rid of it or nullify it. And I'm telling you, nothing worked. Nothing at all. But the main problem was at night. Because at night, I had this thing where every time I exhaled, it would like tickle right here just a little bit. But just enough that I had to cough. And it just couldn't stop. And it happened in the day too, I'll tell you that. It was more controllable in the day. So it was less. Because when you're awake, you can focus more on whether or not you're going to let your body do that. But when you're trying to relax and you're trying to just take it down and go to sleep and you're trying to just give up and shut your body down, you can't focus on not letting that cough show up. It's like you got to be there like just waiting for the cough. You know that feeling when you're holding it back? It's horrible. It's horrible. So then you cough and you're up for hours. And that's exactly what happened to me. I was up until like 5 a.m. It was disgusting. It was just the worst. I'm telling you, I coughed so much that I swear I just found the key to 5-minute abs. Well, in like 5 hours more specifically, since I was up until 5. But you get my point. Like, it was an ab workout. Jokes aside, though. Jokes aside. Horrible time. And in those moments, I had absolutely no clue what to do. Except for one thing, which was simply just to get my mother. And that's funny, because my mom didn't become a doctor or perform any black magic or just fix me up in like a indefinite way that I couldn't have done myself. But just being able to get my mother and just tell her what's wrong, it was enough to calm me down. And she did help me. She gave me like this throat spray, and it did some work. It didn't do everything. But it did help. I won't lie. But the main thing that really did help was that she told me it was normal and going to be fine. It's just the sickness. I'm just getting through it. It's going to be fine. It was just being able to wake my mother up and talk to her, which calmed me. And I know that sounds goofy in a way, but think about it for everything you've done in your life. Is it not calming when you talk to your mother in a way? Like it's almost therapeutic, but you don't really know why. It could be that with other family too. An aunt, an uncle, dad, grandparents, whatever it may be, whoever it may be. You likely have someone in your family who you can talk to that you just find therapeutic, even though it's not like a therapy session. It's just therapeutic and calming to just speak with them. And that's exactly what I needed in that moment. Because it was 5 a.m. and I wasn't having it. I was pissed off that this cough was here. And I was this close to just like accepting it and just leaving my eyes open and staring at the ceiling all night. I was this close. I'm telling you. Horrible. Horrible. But that got me thinking the next day that I still need my mother. I still need my parents. And of course, I'm 16, so it's like, it's natural to assume I still need them. But I'm talking that I feel like I need them to an extent that maybe I don't believe I should. Like, I feel like I'm so mature that maybe I shouldn't need them on that level, but I still do. Like I said, with the therapy and with just talking to them, you'd think that you're mature enough to calm yourself down. And you may be. You may be. That's absolutely possible. But still, you would prefer talking to your mother or whoever else calms you down, right? You still feel like you'd need them. You still feel like you'd want that. You need that. No matter how mature you are, you still feel that way. And that's another thing too. It's not like this is always need 100% of the time. This isn't an always need case. It's sometimes a want and a preference. It's not always a need. We will still need our parents for certain things. I'm not going to rule that out. But it doesn't mean I need my mom for everything. If I was across the world and I was sick with this illness, I don't necessarily need my mother, but it would have been a shittier time. So for that, I'd like to say I would still like to have my mom there. I still need her. And speaking on that note too, I'm going to be turning 17 soon as well. So with that, I'm already thinking about all the stuff in my future. I'm currently thinking about my future and how it's all going to come to me. I'm thinking about all the stuff that maybe I'm not so prepared for. All the stuff that I'm still going to need my mother for, my parents for. All the stuff that I'm just not fully matured yet for. All the stuff that I'm still going to need my family for. And it just, I don't know, it makes me think, because it's kind of funny how many things I'm unprepared for. That's not to say that I'm going to be like a useless bird, or like a baby bird falling out the nest and now I'm useless. But it's to say that I'd be a lot better off with my parents, and I need to be thankful and appreciate the fact that they let me have the amount of help that they give me. That they actually are good parents. That they will be there for me. That they will do these things. I need to appreciate that. Because not everyone has that. Some people don't have parents. Some people have horrible parents. Some people just don't have this same reality that I do. You might be one of them. And for that, it's a really critical lesson to think that we need to really appreciate what we have, like our parents. Because no matter how mature I get, no matter how old I get, no matter what I know, I'm still going to feel like I need my mom. I need my dad. I'm still going to feel that way. I'm still always going to be that way. At least in some respects. I don't need mom to make me food anymore. I can go make my own meals if I want to. But I still would love my mother's cooking. I don't need my mom to go do all my school stuff and like write my emails for my teacher, figure out my school stuff. But I feel better when my mom knows about what's going on with my school. That doesn't mean I send her off to go do it. That doesn't mean I demand she makes my food or send her off to go do my errands. But that means I involve her and I say, perhaps I'd like her to know this, and this about my school, my education. I did the work, but I still would like her to be involved. And then for food, I mean, my mom still makes most of the food, but every now and then I take over. So I'm capable. It's not like I'm a useless dove who's fallen out the nest. But I still would love my mother's cooking way more. And I still want my mother involved in my important things. And then there's other things that I still would need my mother for, because I can't run a whole house. That's both my parents. That's my whole family. I can't run a house. Even if I got a job, I can't afford it. It won't work. So I still need my mother for some things. I want her for things, and I need her for things. It's funny, I can keep listing stuff. But overall, the lesson is I still need her, and I'm just glad she's there to actually give her support and be involved. Same with my dad. Same with all my family. It doesn't matter who it is. Just talking about my mom because she's the center part of the story here, being that she helped me through the sickness. But the point is, I still need all my parents and all my family. I need everyone. And then I want them too. But I still need them. I'm still young. And it doesn't matter how old I get. It doesn't matter how mature I get. I'm still going to need them. And I'm thinking about my future. And I honestly can say that that's a likely thing. Even with university, I'm still going to likely need to live with my mom. But she's offered me that. And that's something I need to appreciate. That's something I need to be grateful for. Because not everyone has that. Furthermore, even if we do have it, it won't be there forever. And that's not to be bleak. But we need to remember, and we need to be humble here. We need to remember that we are mortal. We will not live forever. No one will. Not your mom, not your dad. Not my mom, not my dad. No one's going to live forever. So while we have our parents, and while they will offer us food and shelter and assistance and all the things we need, then we need to appreciate that time before it's all gone. Because there will come a day where we will be set out into the world, and we will need our parents, but we won't have them. There's people in this world right now who are in that situation, who have been sent out into the world and do need their parents, but can't have them because of maybe location, maybe death, maybe they're horrible parents. There are people who can't have what we would have with good parents, with a good family. And if you are one of those people, I'm sorry that you suffer from something like that. Nobody deserves it. Nobody deserves to need their parents and not be able to have them. Nobody deserves that. But for those of you who do have their parents, appreciate it. Because the other people who don't, they are the truly unfortunate ones. And you need to take the step to realize that. And I know you've heard this lesson so many times. I know you have. But it can't be said enough. And we can't forget it. We need to keep doing it. We need to get there. We need to keep revising. We need to hear it. That's what we need. Because we can't let this go unappreciated. We are truly lucky if we have our parents and our family to help us even with the most basic things. Even as a man or a child, or just like a little boy to a man, or a little girl to a woman. You could be 5 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 years old. You're still going to need your mother in some respect. You're still going to need your father in some respect. So be grateful if you still have them. Be grateful. Anyway, that's about it. It's just it's a lesson that I've learned many times. Like I've heard this so many times, but it was in my mind recently because I'm turning 17 soon, and just combined with the sickness that I recently went with, it's really brought me down. And it showed me how much of a gift this is. And it showed me how much my parents are truly, like, they're special for doing what they do. Because sometimes I don't need them, but I want them, and they're still there. And sometimes I do need them, and they're still there. And that's something I should cherish. Because once again, not everyone has that. And for that, we need to be grateful. We need to be. And on that, I challenge you, just today, to think about the life that you have. Specifically, the one with your family and all that. And I just want you to think about how important that is to you. Who is in your life who is so important? Who does all those things where you don't need them, but you want them and they'll still show up. Or maybe you do need them and they show up. Think about those people who play that role in your life. And just go say that you're thankful. Go say that you love them. Go appreciate that. Because there's only so much time. And you won't have them forever. Once again, that's not meant to be bleak, but be serious. We will not have them forever. You will not. be there for, and they won't have you forever either, right? So whoever goes first, words will be left unsaid if you don't take the steps. So go appreciate them while you're still here and while they're still here. Go appreciate them. Go cherish whatever they've done, whoever they are. Go cherish them, because we're lucky to have them. But that's about it. Hope this helps you a ton. A lesson that we always hear, but super valuable nevertheless. Take care, my friend.